Hey, Jenny and Dom and everyone. This will go on YouTube and everyone's gonna see it. So, hi everyone, how you going? It's Nathaniel. This is day one of my accountability kind of records. I'm gonna make more videos. Today we're just in Royal Parade. You can see that there are cars driving by. I will normally do this somewhere much quieter and definitely much a bit warmer and less close to the road. But I just needed a place where I could talk loudly and clearly to myself, away from my housemates, so that they can sleep because it's currently midnight. Anyway, first thing, listen to the audio about dealing with Robbo by Dom and Karina, and I have a few notes that were really important from that. One of the big ones was continuing to open your mind. I think Dom mentioned towards the end that the single biggest thing that transforms your business with this company or with this program is changing yourself. It's not the amount of work that you do, like the traditional idea of the amount of hours you put in, or the amount of the quality of the work you're doing. I mean, I'm sure that helps, but at the end of the day, it's changing yourself. Like, the amount of change you go through will be the speed upon which, the success of this business or any other business occurs. The other thing I figured out was that this is really about myself as much as it's about anything else. If I want to do this, it's a matter of the kind of life I want to live, and whether or not that's a life where it has more money or more time or just more resources to do the things I want to do. And to be honest, that is the kind of life I want to live. And if you're willing to realize that this is a program that's based about investing, or better still, compounding, in the sense that it takes time. It's going to take time to build this asset, to build myself, to change my mind. It's going to take time for that to occur, and I have to be willing to accept that that's going to take time. I think one of the most amazing things I've learned recently is about the whole idea of the exponential curve, and how things seem like as if they're not going to take they seem to take very, very small steps, and then all of a sudden, bang, out of nowhere, like, you go from simply going from making these small little adjustments to making these huge, giant, ridiculous adjustments. I think Dom even mentioned, for example, at the end, his story about the Chinese bamboo, how they water it and fertilize it every single day for 5 years, and then within 4 weeks, all of a sudden, it grows like 70 feet or 40 feet or something ridiculous. Like, this bamboo just literally just launches into the sky. But if you had missed one day, or if you had at least failed to keep and maintain that same nurturing of your mind and your body and your soul, as much as it would be for the nurturing of that bamboo, you're never going to grow and become the person you want to become. The other thing I got was obviously the concept of Robbo. There's a lot of people out there who, when you go through a system like this, or being like being just different, being a bit weird maybe, it will seem a bit cult-like to people outside, and you're gonna have Robbo, good old Robbo. He's gonna be like, "Hi, what's going on? That's not the way the rest of the world sees it, so what makes you special or different?" And at the end of the day, I think Tai Lopez calls these people dilettantes. I think it's a French word, and the idea is that they're people who read one article once, and they have this complete understanding about how the world is and how it could be, think those taxis are honking me. Anyway, they have this complete understanding of what they think the world is, even if that's a complete illusion, because they haven't fully informed themselves, fully experienced what it is that they're talking about, and so therefore they're making quite poor or just uninformed decisions, I guess. They also typically, unfortunately, have a black and white view of the world. Their mindset is such that either it's going to be this way or the highway, and to be reality, the world is full of grey. It's full of a lot of different greys, and you have to be realizing that the world is not as simple as black and white. So those are the big things I got out of this. I also read my 20-minute reading. I started reading the book about the many different passions, Finding Your Passion, by Mark Nathan. And the big thing I got out of it in just the short time that I was reading it initially was the 1 degree, being 1 degree off, and how they talked about the fact that if you're making a small adjustment, for example, you're making a small flight, or you're just making a small change to maybe your breakfast menu, for example, that might not be that big a difference in terms of 1 degrees of difference about where you actually want to be. But if you are trying to make something really huge, or if you're trying to do something that's going to transform the world, going to affect millions of people, you can do something that's a really big thing. If you want to be an astronaut, if you're 1 degree off being an astronaut, trying to get to the moon, you're going to miss so bloody far. You're going to be like, where are we? Like, where is the moon? I can't even see the moon, and you're barely 1 degree off, right? So at the end of the day, you have to realize that when it comes to finding your passion, it's not so much a matter of finding your passion, it's about creating your passion. I'm going to learn a lot more about that in the next little while whilst I continue to read the book, but I think that's one of the most amazing ideas I've heard in the last 25 years, is that it's not just simply a matter of uncovering your passion, this hidden little secret, Easter egg hunt thing, but realizing that it's something that you're going to create for yourself, and it's something that only you can create. So at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to creating that future. I'm looking forward to continuing to go through this process, and thank you very much. I'm going to go and sleep and wake up in the next 6 hours to get to work and start all this again. But thanks so much, and stay hungry, stay foolish.